Welcome along and welcome back to the Old Farm Countryside for our Start From Scratch series here on this map. Yeah, so we're down at the shop. We've got a contract. We picked this up last time. It was field 43. And we're going to need, because it's corn, we're going to need a corn header for it. And I found something interesting out while I was setting up this episode. Our old combine, which was a Lexian 760, does not work with corn headers. So we have switched out for this one. So you might notice that we now have some tracks on the combine. This is a Lexian 760, so it is exactly the same as our other one. We've switched this one out because, as I said, the other one would not work with manual attach. We could not get the corn header to work. So before we go anywhere with this one, we are just going to go and check that that works. And that it's all good. I'm rather liking the look of this. This I think is a modding welt one. I think it's actually slightly older than our other one. But we are going to see if this will connect up. Now the issue I had was that this bit here would not attach, and that seems to be attaching and detaching. So we're going to unfold that in here. And we're just going to test this before we head out to the shop. And just check that our harvester does actually work. Seems to be so far. Yeah, and there we go. So that is a fully working harvester. So we're going to turn that off. We're going to fold it all up. And we are going to head down to the field. Because, yeah, we need to get started on this contract. Now, there's a lot of stuff we have planned going into contracts coming up. We have a lot of fields that are coming ripe at the moment. There's lots that aren't quite there, and we do only have the one. We only have the one contract at the moment. But as you'll see, as we drive across the map here and head towards where we are, either side of us there are fields that are just coming ripe, left, right, and centre. And so this is our plan at the moment. Is that we're going to get, we're basically going to pick up every harvest we can. This is my basic plan, actually, on anywhere I'm starting from scratch. Be that seasons or be that where we're not running seasons like on this map. The idea, absolutely, is let's get as many harvests in as possible, because harvests really make money. They make us money basically for the contract. Which covers the cost, easily covers the cost of our combine for that contract. Because, of course, like the last one, we are leasing this one. And then on top of everything, it also gives us the excess crop as well, which we're then able to use any way we want. Right, I'm going to come into field 43 at this corner. The entrance is actually in the diagonally opposite corner to us here. But I want to get into this field as quickly as possible. So let's switch over and unfold our combine. Right, there we go. Start her up and in we go. So this is this header is about 1 foot less wide than our other header. Than our main header. We've actually kept the main header from the other combine. I saw no reason to switch it out. It looked better than the ones that actually came with this mod, to be honest. So we're doing a little bit of mix and match, but this is looking good. I'm liking this combine very, very much. I'm liking this mod. It's not quite as animated in the cab as the last one. But as I said, the last one would not attach the PTO with manual attach. So I was left with two choices. Either finding a similar mod or disabling the manual attach. And I quite like the manual attach. So decided to see if I could find a mod that was essentially the same that we could just switch out as a result. So yeah, so that is all good. So we're gonna go and knock this headland out on here. We're gonna, it's gonna be a little while. I think we've got quite a quite a big tank on this. So I want to knock at least 2 headlands off. We might even go as far as knocking 3 out. And then we'll come back and we'll see where we are. Coming up to the end of the first headland, and we are about 36% full, which is good news. We should be able to get most of the way round 3 headlands off this. I've got GPS on this combine as I had on the previous one, so I've already set up going down the back edge of the field. I set ourselves up so that we could follow. Actually, I think I might have to reset it, because looking at this, I think it goes north-south rather than east-west, which is how I've set up the GPS. So yeah, I'll probably reset that on the way back this time. Yes, so we've got GPS on here. We should be able to get GPS running and set up fairly easily for this. I'm trying to keep it basically as straight as possible, keep ourselves running as good a ship, or as nice and straight a line as I can. If I can do that, we should get everything in here and make it easier on ourselves. So yeah, we're going to be about 50% of the way through back on this back straight, which is good. And then we're going to have to get the traction trailer. So I'm hoping we're in a good position at the point we get the traction trailer, that we can leave the combine going on a hired worker for a minute and go and grab that. But yeah, I'm going to get this second headland knocked out then, and we'll be back, and we'll see if we can sort out some karting at that point, I think. End of the second headland, and we've now passed 71% in the grain tank. So yeah, really doing nicely off here. Should be a good crop. I think we're going to have several trailers worth, which is going to be absolutely useful to us, not useless. Useful to us. We will put. Well, actually, this isn't seasons, so we just need to find. When we come to do this, we just need to find the best place for us to go and sell this crop as soon as we can. What I'm thinking at the moment is that yeah, we're gonna get it to go. I'm actually gonna go and grab our tractor now. So we'll put this on here. We'll grab our Fent here. We'll go and hook this up to our trailer, and by the time we're in a position where that needs unloading, we should have our trailer. Now our trailer is back over here. It is one of the rented items we have. Now hopefully this set of work, this set of harvest is going to put us in a position where there are lots of bits we should be able to go and purchase. One of them, of course, is a new trailer. We do need a new trailer. Another of them is we are in need of a combine. Either way I look at it. Yeah, there we go. So that has come to got pretty much a full grain tank at the end there. So take the hired worker off and reverse this up, and then we can set it going down this line here. So I want to actually. Wow, why is that so far off course? That is a massive course over, so we want to send this over here, get this on the right course. I'm only lining it up on the GPS, so our GPS looks to be massively too big. So we're going to show the lines, go back, and yes, look at that, that is massively too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in here, we're going to do the auto width, and the auto width for some reason wants to be massively more than it should be. So we're going to bring this in, and hopefully, now my trouble is I can't see exactly what the width of this is, but that is yeah, that's massively over the top. So I'm guessing there's an error with this header, which is unfortunate. So we'll take that to there and go minus, minus, minus. Now I think we've only got an 8-foot header. No, that is, we've got an 8-meter header, not an 8-foot header. So we'll increase this by a couple. No, 15 foot is not enough either. There we go. So that now, we look at this, that is a slightly off header. So what we'll do now is we will change the width increment and take it up to a 20-foot header. Right, that should cover it. That looks pretty good. So what we're going to do is move over to this one, line ourselves up here. Yeah, that is... so this is a 20-foot header, not a 30-foot header. Do not know why GPS was auto-widthing it to that. But, now that we're here, let's take the GPS off, because we don't want that happening. We'll turn the lines off, because we don't want those on. And we will hire our worker so that we can now come and empty it with our fence. Like so. Now, yes, this should take pretty much 2 tanks off this combine. And you can see we're slightly off with the width. We are going to have a line of corn that I'm going to have to come back and sort in a minute. But this should allow us to empty this pretty well and get us going pretty well. Oh, let's keep that going into there. There we go. So up to the end of the row. And we're done. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Grab our combine, because we don't want the hired worker to go any further with that. I'm just going to nip back along here, grab this bit, and then we'll be back. And having done our third headland, we'll start to get the cutting. And finally, we come to the end of the third headland. So that is our headlands done. We've got at least 1 tank off it already, which is good. We'll just get these 2 stalks here, and we're going to cut in on this side. I'm going to work my way from east to west on this field, and the reason for this is twofold. Firstly, we set up our GPS course on the eastern side of the field, so everything is lined up to work from that way. Let's see how far this moves us over. Quite a way, but that's all good. We'll get this straightened out. And secondly, because our tractor is over this way, so it makes sense for us to be near our tractor in order for us to pick this up. So yeah, that's why we've headed over this side of the field and why we're cutting in here. To open us up. I think we've gone about right. Yeah, we're about 4 rows across. So that's really really good, really useful. Interestingly, our GPS seems to have set us at 179.6 degrees. So we're not quite on the 180 degrees. These aren't going to be completely straight rows. I don't know why it's done that, and I know that we can alter the angle of this a little bit. I'm not gonna have a go at the moment, but certainly, yeah, there's a little bit of an oddity because this isn't exactly 180 degrees, and so this isn't a completely straight line it's got us going on. So I think I found the issue with the GPS, why it wasn't actually going at 180 degrees, and now it is, and that was because there's a setting in here. Which is snap to terrain angle, and I had that set to off. I think I had it set to off a while ago for I think it was This Is Island was where I was using it, and as a result I actually ended up on here not having it on. It seems to be a Seems to be one that that it remembers, and as a result, yeah, it was missing that. Now I do have an issue in that because I had this running at this angle. I've got this bit where I've got leftover bits. So I am going to have to, well, we should be all right up until the moment when once we've finished this section and got this bit done. We'll then be able to do the next cut-in and have our angles or our widths right across it. But yeah, at the moment I'm having to adjust for the mess up with the angle and just push it out that little bit each time. We should be alright. On the next run we'll be okay, I think, but on this run it's getting a little bit difficult to contain it and to hold it where it should be. So there is that. I'm going to lift the header up quite yet because I want to get the speed down a bit. There we go. Right, so yeah, we'll continue on this. We'll get this knocked out and we'll go from there. We're over 80% full now. We've cut in and we're on our next set of corn. Really pleased. We're about halfway through the field, which is fantastic news. So yeah, I think we're going to get probably another tank full off here, if not more, which would be absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do is going to line this up, set that going, and when it's straight we'll take off the GPS, we will set that off and we'll go and get our tractor and trailer. Now fortunately we don't have to cart this very far, which is really good news for us. I was slightly worried we might have to get this quite a way. We've got a huge auger on this. We could very easily get a much bigger header on this, and I'm very tempted to actually. That would be quite useful to do that. Although of course we'd have to pay quite a bit more insofar as higher costs. But I'm not too worried about that. That's all good. But we want to get this filled up and done. So end of the row here. We should easily get this filled here. That only has one row to go there. So we're going to set the harvester on the hired worker going the other way. Is that full? That is full. So we'll set this round the other way. Start her up, drop it down. Put it on track, which it is, so take it off and hire worker. Right, so that will now work its way down the field there like that. We are going to go and tip this first load of corn, which is really good. So this is fantastic. We're going to get probably a trailer and a half to 2 trailers off here. There's at least another tank full of corn on that field, which is great news. Now I need to check where we're going to take this, which is the cooperative, which as you can see is not far from our farm here. If that is also going to be the best price for this. So I think once we've tipped this, we'll give that a check. But if it isn't, then there's plenty of places around the map we can go. And of course it will be the last thing we do today, is trying to make the most we can off of this, of our excess corn on here. And this is one of the advantages, sort of one of the advantages of not having seasons, is that you have to, you can just go and select the best price on the map. You have no idea how prices are going to change over time, but you can just go and go and grab the best price on the map and go from that. The one thing you've got to watch for, probably, I think, is a wise thing, is the price going up anywhere? And is it looking like it's going to top out? Then it's a question of, is it worth hanging on to for a little bit? So we're going to tip this, and while we're doing that, we are just going to check these prices out. So the price for corn, East to Northport is the highest price at the moment at 721. Cooperative is actually the lowest. Where we're probably going to want to sell is probably Westport or the grain station. East Northport at the moment is good, but it's the best place. I think by the time we're looking to tip this is going to be elsewhere. So we'll keep an eye on that and keep going. And it may be that 718, the price may go higher than the 722 that we saw at the other locations. So there is that. The other thing I kind of want to do is we need to get our own fields replanted. So I need to work that out. I need to work out the best cost-efficient way for us to do that. It may be to get this tractor doing the planting. And because we're occasionally using it, get a second tractor so that we can do some carting. So I'm going to look at that next time. I'm going to look at the best tractor for us to do that with, I think. I think would be a wise choice. For now, though, I'm going to go in this corner here. I think this would be a really good area for us to buy. We could increase the size of this field really quite a lot. But I'm going to go and park this down the end here because that is going to be more useful to us over this way. And we will skip across, once we turn this off, onto our combine, put the brakes on, stop the hired worker, reverse this up, start it up again, drop it down, activate the GPS, which is deciding to go in a little bit, which is slightly worrying. Yeah. Definitely an issue with this header, so we're going to have to work that out a little bit. And yeah, that's interesting. So where are our lines? We'll turn the lines on and see where they are. So they're over there. What we'll do then is we will get this line cut here. We'll get the final line cut over the other side, and then we're going to adjust our line ever so slightly, because otherwise we're going to fall into that issue. But it looks like our lines are just slightly wider than the header is. Just clocking over into 80% now, so I'm going to turn the GPS off, put the hired worker on, head over to our tractor, and so that we can get it emptied on this return. I'm quite happy. We've got we're really quite good. We've got 100 and we did 55% last time, so I need to make sure that I work out exactly what that is. So we can take 22,200 litres in this trailer. I need to make sure that we don't take a full trailer of this time. We want to take just enough to make sure that we empty this and or complete this contract so that we can go and make the most money we possibly can. Let's head over here, take the hired worker off. So as I said, yeah, 22,200 off there. I'll turn this off because we don't need that. I need to have a quick workout, a quick sum with the maths as to exactly how much we need to put into this trailer, and make sure that that is all we put in here before we head off to the sell point this time. So I'll get that worked out before we get there. But we're not got a huge amount of field left. Ooh, no. GPS. Wonderful issues we have with you. It's actually, in all fairness, it's not GPS's fault. It's the enhanced vehicle mod. But yeah, so I'm going to work that out. I will be back in a little bit having worked that out, and we can see how much more we need. But for now, yeah, we're good. We've got a little bit of field left, and we're going to make a decent amount of money on this. So I've done a little bit of maths, and with 22,200 already delivered, that being 55%, that leaves 18,163 litres we need to deliver. Now, we already know, well, actually, I don't know if we've already got 14,000 in our tractor and trailer. We'll check that as we get to the end here. But I need to make sure that yeah, we hit that 18,000 number. Because we filled as we were going along. We may have more or less in the trailer than that. So let's lift up our header here and just pop into our tractor. Check what we have. We have 12,220. So yeah, we have a little bit left. So yeah. So we need to get about another 6,000 into our combine. So we're at 2,167. We need to do another cut in actually. So I'm basically going to stop as soon as I hit 6,000 in this combine, and we will then go and tip that in the trailer, and send and get that to the sell point. That way we know that we should hit the end of the contract with that. If my calculations are correct. Which would be perfect, which would be absolutely brilliant, because then we've got a whole load of field that we should make a load of money off. I think it's probably going to be 2 or 3 rows to do this. It needs to be just under half a tank that we get. So yeah, we will keep an eye on this, and yeah, when we get there, we will go and unload it and see if we're right. We are just over 5,000 litres now. In fact, we're at 5,274 litres. We've not got a huge amount of field left. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of corn that we're going to be able to go and sell off separately, which is slightly disappointing, but at the same time, not massively surprising to me. So I'm going to put the auger out now, because we are getting closer. We are less than 500 litres. There we go. 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 5, 8, 5, 9, there we go, 6,001 litres. So let's run back over here to our tractor quickly. We'll fill up with the rest of this. And we're going to tip this and see if this is enough to complete our contract. I'm really, really hoping it is. Because if it is, we can make a decent amount of this last lot. If it isn't, we shall see. Corn is not that highly paying. So let's have a look at our sell points again as well. So the sell points for corn have changed. The Westport has hit 730. So we were right to check this, and right to keep this slightly separate. How much we got in there? We're almost empty. There we go. So we'll leave the combine here for a minute, and we'll go and see if we can complete this, because this could be really, really good for us, I think. Back up at the cooperative, and let's see if our theory is correct. Have we managed to calculate this just right for this? Tipping it, and up we go. It's good. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, it was far more than we needed. Wow, I think the 55% that got quoted last time, I think that was low. I think we missed a percentage, because we made 2,000 on that. So yeah, that's not good. We've still got a load in the trailer, but that's because I don't want to drive all the way, because we've got to go to Westport to tip this, which is quite a way over the map. So I'm going to go and fill the rest of this trailer with what we've got left on the field. And hopefully we'll still make a really good amount of money on what we've got left. We've got 3,000 litres here. But yeah, that looked like we didn't have it. We had less left on the field than I was expecting. And yeah, that was borne out by the fact that we made 2,500. So we looks like we ended up tipping about 2,000 litres more than we needed to. In fact, yeah, probably closer to 3,000 litres more than we needed to, which is massively annoying. But we're still going to make a decent amount of this. So let's park this over here. And then in a minute we can empty this out and go and make some more money on the rest of this. So back in our combine, start it up, put the auger in, and we'll get the rest of this collected up. It is not a huge amount. And head out to the Westport to see if we can make some money. So I did a little bit of calculation while I was cutting that last bit of the field. And rather disappointingly, I think we ended up tipping about 5,000 litres more than we needed to into the cooperative. The result of that, rather depressingly, is that we missed out on about £1,000 worth of money from this contract. A little bit annoyed with myself for miscalculating that and missing something, but hey ho, that is the way it goes sometimes. We've got another 1,200 litres off of this, which we can get into our trailer. So we're gonna tip about 4,000 litres. So yeah, the majority of what we had, that we managed to squander a little bit. So I'm slightly disappointed by that. But we're going to leave our combine here for now, and we're going to take this up to the Westport, get this tipped, see how much we can make off this contract before yeah, we move on. I think, as I said, we're going to look at hiring a tractor next time. So I want to know in the comments, what tractor should we hire on this map? We're looking for something around about probably about 100 to 150 horsepower, capable of pulling this trailer. Needs to be, yeah, I'm not too worried about how much it costs because we're making money on contracts all the time here, and it should, and it's something that we're not going to use an awful lot because it's doing the carting. But yeah, let us know in the comments below. And we'll see what we can do. Approaching the Westport now, and yeah, hopefully we'll see what we make of this. I'm expecting about 2,800 of what we have here. Now we will just double check that this is the best price. So 733, yes, at the Westport. So yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more than 2,800 from this. We've got 4,300 litres. We may even make 3,000 off this. Let's give it a go. Let's see what we get. Selling this off. 3,168. Absolutely perfect. So now we will just finish off our contract. There we go, 5,567. We will collect this contract, and there we go. So there we are, another 5,000. So we are at 5,567. Really good start to our harvest contracts on here. A long way to go, though. We need to make a serious amount of cash. So this is where I'm going to leave this video. We will try and continue with some harvesting stuff next time if we can. For now, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.